Creatures of the night, let's talk Ring of Honor. We started off with the first round matches with the women's TV title tournament. We had Queen Aminata versus J-Rod, and honestly, I was not happy about this. I was wondering, why is someone who's debuting into Ring of Honor is having their first match into this tournament? I really felt like it didn't make any sense. We have plenty of girls in Ring of Honor that has been on fire as of late, right before this tournament has started. As a matter of fact, even before bringing any girls to debut, I would probably take some girls who are on AEW and put them in this tournament instead of someone who has never stepped foot in Ring of Honor. But it is what it is. Queen Aminata and J-Rod does have a really great match, and you can see that Queen Aminata is absolutely ready, well, in my opinion, probably to hold some gold. Queen Aminata does take the win for this match, which I'm really excited about. I just feels like, what, is this her first win or something? It's been so long since we've been seeing her taking so many L's on AEW TV, and I'm really glad that we got a chance to see her take a win for this match. After the match, she does give us a promo, the first promo that I could honestly think of her being on the show, backstage, and just speaking, and I'm just saying, thank God. We've been waiting for so long just to hear her. She's amazing in the ring, and she's just as great on the mic, and I cannot wait to see what she does for this tournament. I can see her moving pretty far into this tournament. Up next, we had tag team action. We had the Infantry versus Midnight Heat. Now, I was expecting for this to be a squash match, but Ring of Honor has been actually surprising me when it comes to squash matches. It seems like they're really trying not to do squash matches anymore, well, at least for the most part. So we got a chance to see Midnight Heat actually doing their thing against the Infantry before they take their little L. However, I did enjoy this. Now, one thing you're going to notice throughout the night is that at times, for the most part, it's painfully quiet. Like, there are times during the show where they're in front of a really small audience, and then there's times where they're in front of a really big audience. So it really depends on what time they started taping this show, whether it had been before Collision or maybe right after Collision. Certain matches just have a bigger crowd participation feel to it, while the other matches, it's just you can hear a pin drop on the ground during these matches, and that really bothered me. I do feel like still that Tony Khan should be having Ring of Honor taped in the Universal Studios. I understand they want that big, audience look or whatever, but when the whole audience is pretty much gone and you don't have anyone cheering or even booing, it does not look good. I'd rather the smaller, intimate crowd in Universal Studios. Now, we had another first round match for the women's TV title tournament. It's Rachel Ellering versus, you guessed it, Leyla Hirsch. And I am just like, this is not what I expected. To bring the drama into the tournament, I would not have done this a first round. This would definitely have been like a second round, semifinal type of situation because of these two girls' history. Either way, Tony Khan gave it to us for the first round. The match, in my opinion, at times there was somewhat of a chemistry, and sometimes there really wasn't. And there was some good things and whatnot. I don't even want to get into it because these two girls, I feel like they don't match like how they want people to see them. Like with the chemistry, it's just not 100% there with these two. In the middle of this match, we do have Rachel Ellering who dislocates her arm. The doctor had to pop it back into place, and from there, Rachel is having a hard time, trying to win, and you can see like she really wants to win, but she doesn't want to give up at all. We do have Leyla taking the win, and obviously Leyla feeling some type of guilt about Rachel's arm. She feels some type of way. Later on, we do get a promo from Rachel, and Leyla does come and she's apologizing. She's like, we're friends, and I didn't want things to end this way, but it is what it is, ladies. It's a tournament. There's no friendship in a tournament. One of you guys are going to advance and the other one isn't. Now, when this happens, I kind of feel a little bit bad for Rachel for being injured and not being able to advance, but honestly, I do think that Leyla is the better out of the two. That would my pick to win, to move forward into this tournament. Now, it did kind of feel like this is a perfect time during this, promo where Rachel could have turned heel on Layla, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen now, and that's okay. But if it happens in the future, definitely this moment would be the reason why she would turn heel, because she was not able to advance into the tournament. I don't know if Rachel has what it takes to be a big bully heel. Up next, we have Nyla Rose. She is backstage cutting a promo, and right in the middle of it is Athena sneaking up behind her like a predator, and she has half the table of the table that Nyla put her through last week. She goes and hit Nyla in the back with that table. They're fighting. We have the useless security guard who comes out and tries to break these two girls up, but they are worthless and unable to do that and get their asses beat. But then here is Nyla getting the upper hand and attacking Athena with that piece of table that Athena brought to the fight. And it is looking so juicy between the two of these girls. Now, Athena later on cuts a promo, and she's really upset. She has been running things up in Ring of Honor for the longest, and Nyla Rose seems to be the biggest threat to her since she has been champion in Ring of Honor. And she proposes that they have a table match next week on Ring of Honor, and I am so excited to see what's going to happen there. This is the first time I'm really feeling worried about Athena. Up next, we have JC Valentine, James Blackheart, and John Cruz versus, you guessed it, Lance Archer and The Righteous. Every once in a while, I feel like they just put them in the match and just be like, hey, remember these guys are in a trios because we're not going to give them to you guys consistently. We just want y'all to remember that they are a group, I guess. No Jake the Snake Roberts this time. These three guys come out on their own, handle business, and end up taking the win. This was a little bit on the short side, and we did have a bit of a more crowd participation for this match. It just seemed like one of those things that was just bothering me, where it's just like, all right, it's just quiet as hell here and there, and then all of a sudden the crowd somehow just full of energy. I don't know what was up with that. I do think it did put a little bit of a damper on the show. Either way, you guys already know Lance and The Righteous take the win. I really wish they could really push these characters to truly be like insane monsters that we know that they can be, but unfortunately right now I wouldn't say they're monsters, but it's just like, well, I see y'all a little crazy, but what more can we do with The Righteous and Lance Archer? So much more can be done. However, they're just not pushing the envelope with these guys. Up next, we have Dalton Castle versus Kenny King. We have not seen Kenny King in Ring of Honor for a really long time. So this was pretty much a re-debut, and he had an awesome match with Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle come out with zero energy with the boys, and he has a match with Kenny King. And you know what? It was not bad, but I understand, once again, I want to say, with Dalton Castle playing into this character where he pretty much have like no will left in him. Sometimes I do think that takes a bit of the quality in the match, but somehow he always just perseveres and takes the win regardless. Dalton Castle is one of those people who should not just be in Ring of Honor. He should be on AEW TV. People freaking love this guy. He is very entertaining, and I don't understand why they just keep him tucked away on just Ring of Honor. He needs to be on national TV, like on a weekly basis. Now, after this match, he does get the mic, and he's just like, Johnny, last week, your dumbass said that I can give you anything so that we can get this match between you and I going. And then here comes Johnny and Taya. They look like a million freaking bucks. They just look amazing together. Matter of fact, they are just like the perfect power couple when it comes to wrestling right now. I really do enjoy them. And they come out, and they just like, first of all, they're always ripping Dalton into shreds every single time. But this time they're just like, well, you know what? We have chosen what it is that we want from you so that you can have your little match against Johnny. And it turns out they want the boys. So they're going to get the boys, since Johnny said that, you know, in order for them to have their match, they're going to have to just give up whatever he has to give up so he can get the match. And now it's the boys. And the boys have never been separated from Dalton. And the boys, one of them actually fainted in the ring after they heard that that's what he had to give up. And it was super funny. And the crowd seemed to really be into the storyline. I'm into the storyline. It's fun. And like I said, these guys, even Taya and Johnny TV, they weren't doing a damn thing before they got to Ring of Honor. And here they are in Ring of Honor being one of the most interesting people on the show. I'm saying this for the millionth time. Ring of Honor doesn't seem to be like some kind of demotion from the, I don't know, main roster or whatever. People were actually going over there and they're looking really, really great. Now, we do have Taya and Johnny. They're expecting to get the boys next week. So, boys, I would love to have you guys too, but it seems like you guys are taken. Main event time. This is for the women's first round in the TV title tournament. Now, we have Kiera Hogan versus Diamante, and I can appreciate a women's match being the main event on Ring of Honor. These two have really good chemistry. If you guys don't know, they have been partners for many, many years. So I was expecting for them to have great chemistry in the ring. Obviously, with them being partners, they would get a chance to train with each other a lot. And it really showed in the ring how well they work with each other. Diamante is a freaking beast. Kiera Hogan, don't count her out. She's amazing as well, but it can only be one winner. Diamante ends up taking the win. And it's funny because I hear Diamante saying several times in the match saying, hey, I don't want to do this to you, but I have to do it because obviously she wants to advance and get that title around her waist. And I don't blame you. Like, even if it's best friends, even if it is partners, it is what it is. Everybody is hungry to get a title around that waist. This is one of the better matches on this card, and I really did enjoy this a lot. And it was a great match to end up, ending the show. Kiera Hogan, she really has a promising future, I believe, in professional wrestling. I do want to see her get more opportunities, but in this case for the tournament, I really did see Diamante moving forward into the tournament. Really, really great main event. Now, right after the show, we do get Nyla Rose responding to Athena's, challenge about her and both of these girls end up having a tables match. However, Nyla says she doesn't just want to have any table match. She wants them to have a 2 out of 3 falls match. Now, every time there's a fall in the match, that would be someone going through a table. So that makes it really, really interesting. So that's definitely going to be the main event. Well, at least it better be the main event next week for Ring of Honor. And I can't wait to see where that goes. Ring of Honor, the show has been much more interesting. However, with them going, doing their tapings right behind Collision and everybody pretty much leaving, and there's not enough people sitting in the crowd to enjoy the shows, I do think that it does play a role with the presentation for Ring of Honor, and that might hurt them more than anything else in the future. But guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with Rampage.